Thanks for joining me to color. Today we're going to be working on this adorable Whimsy Stamps image called Love Letters. This thing has been in my color box for I don't even know how long, and when I came across her I was like, oh, we're so doing her this week. She's just too cute. This little sentiment is from the CC Designs Pool Party stamp set. It does not come with your kit. You can purchase it separately. I stamped this one little sentiment for you. If you hate this sentiment, you can always trace this tag and cut out a new one, or flip it over and use the back. Totally up to you. I will put a link in the description box to the card kit and all the supplies I used. I would love for you to come shopping with me. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment and I will get back to you. Otherwise, I have already stamped my image on Nina 80-pound solar white cardstock with Memento Tuxedo black ink. So let's color. So we're going to start out by giving our image an outline. For that, I'm going to use B00 and my colorless blender. And I'm going to start over here at this little flower. And let's go just right around quickly. And B00 is pretty light, so if you touch something, it's not gonna, you're not really going to matter if you erase it, but you can if you want. We're just gonna go all the way around here. Let's see, go down to this girl's knee. And since there's not much space there, I'm gonna color this in. Go around our love letters. I always like doing my outlining first, so in case I touch something, I have the option of erasing it, or if I don't feel like it, I will just leave it on there and color over it with something else. And I'm going to color this little space here in. And continue around our flower. Our little bracelet. And we're going to go up here and around our girl's cute hat. She's got little stems here, so let's go around that. And then we're just going to go right back down the other side. Let's get in between some of these little hairs here are see-through to the back, so I'm going to go ahead and get in between there. And let's color this little space in. And this little space. And then we want to go around this little flower. Then I'm going to take my colorless blender and I just want to swipe over the entire thing. And if you do this first, so you don't have to worry about coloring on any of your girl, you just swipe right over it and make sure to go over the edge of your B00 so you soften that edge. Let's do her skin, her cheeks, and her lips next. For her skin, we're going to use E11, 21, 00, 000. For her cheeks and her lips, we're going to use E93. So I'm going to start down here on her little foot that's poking out right here. I'm going to do E11. Let's go ahead and do a little bit right next to her pant leg. And then her foot's kind of touching the ground right here, so I'm going to do a little dab right there. And then I want to grab E21. And I'm just going to soften that by touching and flicking away from my E21. And then we'll do E00. And then swipe over the entire foot with your E00. Let's go up here and do her arms next. So again, start with your E11. So let's do this one right here with her sleeve. Let's do a little bit underneath of her sleeve there. And then I'm going to go along the bottom of her arm. So I'm going to do this little finger right here. And then for this arm, go right next to her dress. And over here to her hand. Then we're going to add E21. And we'll flick just a little bit more color on there. And then E00. and then our E000 to go over her entire arm. Alright, let's go up here and do her face. So I'm going to do E11, and I'm going to fill in her neck. There's not too much there. And then I want to go down this side where her bangs are touching. And then I'm going to come around here to where her chin. And I also want to give her a little spot for her nose. So right here, and I try to go up here towards her eyebrow. So it's kind of like a little half C from her eyebrow and around to her nose. And then we're going to add E21. And then E00. And I'm going to try not to get right up next to her eye all the way. I want to leave a little bit of white around next to her pupil. Same for this side. Leave a little bit of white there. And then our E000. Okay, I'll leave that for a minute. Then I'm going to grab E93. And let's give her some cheeks. And I'm using those dots on her cheek as my guide. And then for her lip, let's do this top lip. And then I'm going to fill in this bottom lip right here. And then I'm going to grab my E00. And then I'm going to go over her entire face with my E000. Remember, I'm trying to leave a little bit of white there around her eye. Then I'm going to take my E11. I'm going to do this little line right here on her nose again. Her hair, let's use E47, 44, 43, and 42. And I'm going to start with my E44. Let's start up here on this little section that comes away and underneath these bangs. And then right here it goes underneath, kind of curls around, so I'm going to fill that in. And then up here, let's do where it's coming out from behind her ear. And her dress, or her shirt right here. Let's do a little bit where it's coming away from there. And then up here next to her hat. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a little line right next to her hat, down to this little piece that's flinging out there. That way I can touch down on top of that and pull color down this way without having to worry about touching that hat. Then we're going to add some E43. Let's add a little bit more over here. And then down here, you can see a little bit of her hair through her chin there. And then we're going to add some on this side. And then we'll go with E42. I'm going to fill in the rest of her hair with that. She's got a little strand right here, so let's give that a little dab color. Then I'm going to take my E47 and add in some really dark stuff. So right here where that little piece goes in close to her face, I'm going to color that. And then I'm going to add a little bit up here coming out from underneath of her bangs. And then let's do a little dab down here underneath of her neck. And then up here, where it's coming out from this little hat band, or underneath of her hat. I think I'll add that little line back in here. Make that really dark. And then let's do some of these little streaks here. Next, let's do the hat, letters, and the pillow that's in the back right here. Let's start with that. For this, we're going to use E42, 41, and 50. I'm going to start with my E42, and there's some little lines right here on the pillow, so I'm going to go ahead and go over those. Make those crease a little bigger, and then I'm going to brush away from her, and then we're going to go over that with our E41. Over these lines, and then go over the entire area with our E50 and fill the rest in. Let's hop over here and do the letters next. So again, you start with your E42. And I'm going to do this back one. So let's do a little dab right where it's touching the other letter. And then up here, let's do down on this side along her hand, and over here to where it folds up. And let's do underneath this bird, and then down this side to where it curves. Then we'll add E41. And then we're going to go over the entire thing with our E50. And we're going to color those hearts red, so if you touch those, don't be too worried. And color the corner of this page that's tipped up. Then up here to our little hat. So again, start with your E42. And our hat kind of has a little spot right here, so I'm going to use that to go out and bring this down next to her hair. She's got a little piece of hat showing between that hair. And then I'm going to brush up like that on that side. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to fill in this little section that's in between hair there. And this one. And let's bring this up just a little bit. Then we'll add our E41. And then again down here with our E41. And then we want to go over the entire area with our E50. And then we're going to fill in the top of the hat. then she also has a little bitty section of hat that's showing right up here above the band. So let's grab E42, E41, and then E50. I think down here on my hat I'm going to add a little bit more of my E42. And let's add some E41 too. For the band on the hat, we're going to use E49 and 47, and there's a little dab of her hat showing back here in the back. So I'm going to do my E49 back there. And E49 mine's pretty wet because I don't use it very much. So if yours is like that, you might want to take the other end of your cap off just to make sure that it doesn't blob, hopefully, on your paper. And then we're going to fill that in with our E47. You could also do E44, I think, on here. That would be a little bit lighter, so you can see a little bit more difference between the 49 and the 47. Let's hop down here and do our pants next. For that, we're going to use B99, 97, 34, and 93. And for this little patch right here, we're going to use YR65. So let's go ahead and color our YR65 in first. So I didn't want to color the dots. I left those white. Just color in the little cute patch. And then up here on her wrist, she has a bracelet. So let's use R97 to color those dots in. Then I don't have to worry about forgetting those. So for our pants, we're going to start with B99. And let's do that right next to the ruffle on her shirt. And then over here, we're going to do right next to the ruffle on her shirt. And again, my pin is really wet, so if yours is really wet, make sure to take the other end off. So hopefully that will keep it from blobbing on your paper. And then we're going to go right next to this cuff. And then let's go underneath this seam in her pants. And then for the cuff down here, I'm going to color in the parts you can see inside. And then we want to come up away from this edge. And I'm trying not to go out of the lines because we're going to color that green and this blue. I don't think you'll get that off. Okay, then we're going to add B97. So let's go over here, brush down a little bit away from that line. And then we'll do the same thing over here. I'm going to fill in this little patch right here. Let's see if we can bring this down just a little bit more. Kind of make it straight. And then for the pants cuff, we're going to go up. And then we want to add B34. I'm going to go ahead and fill in this section over here. And then let's do along here. Let's get this seam. And then we'll brush down on this section of her pants. And I think I'll fill this. No, let's fill that in with the last color. And then we'll add a little bit to her cuff. and then we'll take our B93 to fill in the rest. So let's fill in these pants. I'll go over the seam just a little bit with that because this is a little bit lighter, and it will push some of that color off of it and make the seam a little bit lighter. And then for the cuff of her pants, I like to use it to go over the entire area. Next, let's do this pillow she's sitting on, her checkered part of her shirt, the flowers on this section of her shirt, and then the little ruffle down here. For that, we're going to use wire 65, 01, and 20. So let's go ahead and start back here on this pillow with wire 65. And so I'm going to do the little pillow, do some color coming away. And I don't want to color those flowers, but if you do, we're going to color them red, so don't be too stressed about that if you color on one. And I'll come over here a little bit next to her shirt. And let's bring this up just a little bit more. And then we're going to add wire 01. And then our wire 20. And let's do her little plaid shirt here. So again, I'm going to start with my YR65. And she's got a little bit of her shirt showing over here on this side. Let's do a dab of color over here. And then for this sleeve, let's go along the edge and brush some back up from the bottom. And then for her little shirt sleeve, I'm going to do the sections that are inside. So it kind of, it's got little pleats. So we're going to do the bottom ones. Hey, then she's got a little bit of it showing right over here on this side of her shirt. And then for this side, let's brush away from the edge. And around her arm. Then we're going to add wire 01. I'm going to go ahead and fill in this little bitty spot right here. And then the sleeve, I'm going to fill that in. And then we'll add a little bit to this sleeve. And then down here to our bottom section. And then we'll fill that in with our wire 20. And I like to go over the entire area with my last color. Okay, grab wire 65 again. Let's do this little ruffle down here. So I'm just not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to go right next to her upper skirt. And then I'm going to go over that with wire 01. And then over both of those with my wire 20. Then the flowers on her skirt. So go with your wire 65. And for this, I'm just going to use this to go around in a circle around the center of each flower. There's a little dot there. We don't want to color that. I go around each one. And then we'll go around that with our wire 01. and then fill in the rest with our YR20. Let's do her undershirt next, and then all the this little shirt, the front of her shirt, and the little cuff on her sleeve here. RV32, R83, and RV11. I'm going to go with my RV32 to fill in the top of this shirt because it's pretty dinky. And she's got some little buttons there, so I tried to avoid those by going around and leaving them white. And then the sleeve here, we'll do that. And there's a little bit of her shirt showing back here, just to fill that in. And then let's go down here for this skirt. We're going to go right next to this little ruffle, and I'm going to leave that ruffle white, so I'm going to try not to touch it. And we'll go around this one, and then down here we're going to do this little wrinkle, and here's a little wrinkle. And right here's a crease, so let's go ahead and do that. And the crease comes clear down here, so here's one right here and right here. Then we're going to add R83. Okay, R83, so we're going to brush right over the top of that. And here's a little spot that dips in, so I'm going to give that a little bit of slash of color. And let's go around this flower. And then we want to fill in the rest with our RV11. There's a little dab of flower right there, I forgot. And this little ribbon here on the bottom of her skirt, we're going to color dark red, so if you get some on there, don't worry about that. Let's do this little ribbon that's right here along the bottom of her shirt with R59. And I'm going to do the center of these flowers with that too. So let's go ahead and do that. Dab each one a little dab. Okay, and then we're going to fill this in. And it's pretty dinky, so you want to use just the tip of your pin, because there will be no erasing this if you get it somewhere else. It's way dark. Next, let's do these roses. So for those, we're going to use our 59, 46, 27, and 24. I think I'll also use these on the little hearts right here on her papers. And these little flowers down here. Nope, I didn't use that on these. So let's start on these rose bushes right here that she's holding. So I'm going to do R59 first, and I'm just going to pick some petals to color R59. So let's do the center one. And how about this one kind of folds in? So I'm going to do that one. And how about this one that's underneath? And then for my little heart here, I'm going to do a little dab right along the back of this one. Same for this one. And this one, let's do a little V here at the bottom. And then the same for these flowers up here. I just picked some sections to color. So let's do the center of this one. And let's see, how about this little section that's kind of underneath? And this one, center. And then let's see, let's do half of this petal. And this one looks like it's kind of going back and around, so let's color a little bit of that. And how about this little section of this flower? Okay, then we're going to go with R46. So let's add a little bit to our hearts. And then let's pick some petals in our flower. So let's see, how about this one? And how about a little bit over here? And a little bit on this one. Okay, and then up here, let's again pick some petals. So how about this one? Let's go around the center of this. And let's see, how about half of this section right here? And then there's a little dab right here. How about that? And then we're going to add our 27. I'm going to fill in this little dinky heart right here. And this one. And then on to our hearts, or our roses up here. And then up here. And then let's do R24. So let's fill in the rest of this little heart. And this heart. And then these up here. For the leaves, let's use G94 and 43. Let's do, there's some leaves. Oh, I should have done this little rose right here. Oh, well, we'll get that later. Okay, so let's do the leaves on this box. And then let's go up here and look at the leaves for this flower. I'm also going to do the stem. There's a little bit of stem right here. Let's bring this out away from our rose petal a little bit. And then there's these cute little ones up here that look like upside down hearts. And then I'm just going to fill those in with my G43. And she's got a couple of little dinky ones. Let's do those. That. And we'll fill in this one. And then the leaves on our little box. Let's use this little bird next. Let's use BO2 and B00. So I'm going to take my BO2, I'm going to go along the bottom here underneath of his wing. And then a little dab along the bottom of his face. And then we're going to fill him in with B00. Nothing too fancy. He's kind of little. Let's see. Let's also use this BO00 or 00 down here on these flowers. and there's one over here. Let's do the ribbon on our heart box here. For that, we're going to use E47, 44, and 43. I'm going to start with E47. I'm going to do that right next to my flower. And then along the bottom here. And then on this side, I'm going to do in between my flower and around this leaf. And then a little bit on this edge. Then we're going to add E44. And then we're going to fill it in with our E43. I'm going to use my E43 to go over this chocolate in the box, just so it doesn't look so splotchy. We're going to make it brown. All right, the candy box. Let's use our 59, 46, 27, 24, and 22. I'm going to start with my R59. Let's do a little dab of that right here where it's curving around. That. And then let's do a little dab over here underneath of the lid. And then right here on the tip. And this little corner right here. Then we're going to add R46. I'm going to do a little dab right here on the top of the box where that leaf is touching it. That, and let's do a little bit over here on the other side of this ribbon. And I'm going to do the underside of the box right here. Then we want to add R27. I'm going to fill in this section of the box. And then we want to bring this over. And then we're going to add R24. Then let's fill it in with our R22. I need to do the inside of the box right there. Let's do R27 and 24. I think I'll do a little bit more of my 24 over here, and then go over that with my R22. And let's hop up here and do this rose I forgot. So let's do R59. And then again, let's just pick some petals. So how about this one? R46, R27, and then we'll fill in the rest with our R24. Then let's go over here and do the flowers on this little heart pillow. So for that, we're going to use R59. So I'm just going to go around the center of each flower in a little circle. I'm going to try not to touch the center because I'm going to color those yellow. Like that. And then let's do R27. So that's this one. We're just going to add a little bit more. I'm going to fill this one in. It's kind of smushed in the corner there. And then we want to fill it in with our R22. And then for the center of those flowers, I'm going to use Y35 just to dab a little color on there. And I'll do the center of these flowers too. And then this one right here. Now that leaves us with the grass and leaves on these little flowers, and I forgot to do. So let's do G94 and 43 for the leaves on these. So I'm just going to give each center a little slash of my G94. Same for over on this little one. And then I'm just going to fill it in with my G43. Then for the grass, we're going to use G94, 82, 43, and YG11. So I'm going to start with my G94, and let's do these little grass streaks here. And here's some up here. And I'm not really concerned if they are right on the line. I'm just doing some grass. And there's a little bit over here. Okay, then we want to add this. So let's go right along the bottom of this grass. That. And then I'm going to go along her leg. So let's go right along here. That. And let's do a little bit by this box. Then we want to add G82. So I'm going to come in right here next to her box. I'm going to try not to touch that red. And let's bring this color over here. And we'll go around her foot. And whoops, around her foot, sorry about that. And then G43. And I'm going to use this to go over this section I already colored. Move my paper this time so you can see me go around her foot. And then I want to go over that with my YG11. bring that past just a little bit down here at the edge. Then I'm going to go back with my G94 and put a little bit of this dark back on there. So there is our beautiful love letters all colored up. Didn't she turn out super cute? Then we got my card. So on my card, I didn't add any sparkles or anything this time, except for in her hair, I put some Spica clear glitter pin to give it a little bit of sparkly shine. There's nothing popped up on the card. Everything's flat. I did adhere these over here with some liquid adhesive because it was too hard to put my little cute tape runner on the back. But very cute. And after I got it all done and took the pictures, I was kind of wishing I'd put some Stickles Stardust on these little roses. So I might go back and do that after I'm done. So I hope you had fun coloring with me today. If you have a question, make sure and leave me a comment and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.